Australian Federal Police is Australia's international law enforcement and policing agency and the chief source of advice to the Australian government on policing issues. Our role is to enforce Australian criminal law and protect Commonwealth and national interests from crime in Australia and overseas. Areas of significant focus include the prevention, countering and investigation of transnational and multi-jurisdictional crime, which can include terrorist offences, illicit drug trafficking, economic crime, high-tech crime and a range of other illegal activity. Due to the growing globalisation of crime, the AFP recently opened the Transnational Crime Coordination Centre in Canberra. This state-of-the-art centre is the coordination point for investigations into a wide range of criminal activity across state and national boundaries. It gathers intelligence from around the world and provides 24-hour, 7-day-a-week coverage. The threat of terrorist attack on Australian soil and overseas has resulted in the development of joint counter-terrorism investigation teams around Australia. It has also highlighted the AFP's growing presence in the region and strengthened our relationships with other international law enforcement agencies. The AFP delivers protection services to Australian high office holders, visiting VIPs and critical Commonwealth institutions and infrastructure. The bomb blasts in Bali in October 2002 brought this role into a clearer focus. Due to our ongoing relationship with the Indonesian National Police, we were invited to join the investigation, the largest offshore by the AFP and the largest ever undertaken by the INP. This combined effort was made possible by more than a decade of professional partnership between the two law enforcement agencies. The AFP was able to offer world-class forensic and investigative techniques, which helped lead to the quick arrest of many suspects in the bombings. The AFP has also been given a significant role in counter-terrorism, following the 2001 attacks in the United States. In Australia, the AFP investigates serious fraud against the Commonwealth, illicit drug trafficking, people smuggling and sexual servitude, high-tech crime involving information technology and communications, and money laundering. We also provide community policing services for the ACT under a contract arrangement with the ACT government. This role presents similar challenges to those that might be expected of any modern affluent city. Canberra enjoys a reputation as one of the safest cities in the world in which to live and work. The ACT is one of the few jurisdictions where AFP officers wear uniform. Elsewhere in Australia and at overseas liaison posts, the majority of AFP activity is conducted by plain-clothed investigators who are referred to as federal agents. Our community policing role extends to Jervis Bay and other external territories, including Norfolk, Christmas and the Cocos Islands. The Australian Protective Service is an operating division of the AFP and provides specialist protective security services to the Commonwealth. The APS is responsible for counter-terrorist first response at airports, guarding and protection of critical infrastructure, diplomatic missions and joint defence facilities, the Air Security Officer Program and provision of explosive detection canines. When the AFP began in 1979, it inherited a handful of international liaison positions located within Australian embassies. In order to fight transnational crime, under its expansion program, the AFP continually evaluates appropriate overseas locations in which to deploy additional officers. This has proven to be a highly effective avenue for cooperation between international law enforcement agencies. The network serves as an early warning system to detect international criminal activity and to share intelligence information to prevent the impact of organised criminal activity being felt on Australia's shores. We work closely with a range of international law enforcement agencies to enhance safety and security in Australia and contribute to a secure regional and global environment. Government and public concern about increased illicit drug use, particularly among young people, led to the formation of a whole-of-government strategy to examine and improve the effectiveness of the Commonwealth's approach to illicit drugs. This strategy encompasses demand reduction, harm minimisation and supply reduction. Recent Australian and international reports show a decline in the availability of hard drugs, including heroin, which can in part be attributed to law enforcement activity both in Australia and through our international network. Economic crime often involves breaches of state and Commonwealth laws, and given the vast number of commercial and private financial transactions that occur each day, there's a potential for illicit financial transactions to go undetected. A variety of laws exist in Australia to help expose these types of crimes, and our investigations are assisted by cooperation between the AFP, State and Territory Police, the Australian Transactions and Reports Centre and a range of financial institutions. Cooperative arrangements between state and federal law enforcement services were further enhanced by the formation of the Australian Crime Commission, which held its first board meeting on January 13, 2003. The AFP also provides the bulk of Australian police members for United Nations peacekeeping missions. Australian police have been a part of the United Nations mission on Cyprus since 1964, and the AFP has provided all Australian peacekeepers sent to the island since 1979. Other peacekeeping missions have included Somalia, Mozambique, Cambodia, Haiti, East Timor and the Solomon Islands. Such is the commitment of the AFP in peacekeeping that a position of police advisor has recently been established at the Australian Mission to the United Nations in New York. As an organisation with international, national and community policing expertise, the AFP is able to provide a wide range of policing services to the people of Australia. In doing so, it has also formed strong links with other Australian and international law enforcement agencies. As crime becomes increasingly global, the world's law enforcement agencies need to keep pace. The establishment of AFP high-tech crime and transnational sex crimes teams is testament to our flexible, professional approach to these challenges. Additionally, the AFP hosts the Australian High-Tech Crime Centre, which provides a national coordinated approach to combating serious, multi-jurisdictional high-tech crime and supports efforts to protect the national information infrastructure. Law enforcement agencies now need to work even closer, become even more collaborative and strategic in their efforts to prevent, counter and investigate transnational crime. Significant criminal activity in the 21st century cannot be dealt with by individual law enforcement agencies, or indeed individual countries acting alone. The AFP continues to expand the number and depth of our cooperative arrangements with international partners. Counter-terrorism is now and will continue to be a major security issue for Australia and the world. We will continue to play our part in maintaining a safe environment for the Australian people, and working with international law enforcement partners, we will fight crime together and we will win.